Dear friends, since the release of the first part of Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, it's been almost 2.5 years. The second and third chapters have already been released, but some moments and scenes from the first chapter are still in the memory of many people. So today I decided to try to remember the most memorable moments from all 3 parts and make a kind of top of these moments. Hello dear friends, glad to see you on my channel. Today we will try to remember the most iconic moments from all the already available chapters of Poppy Playtime. So to remember them with us, watch this video until the end. Here we go. Poppy Playtime has millions of fans all over the world, and they are eagerly waiting for the release of a new part every time. There is a huge number of forums where every day there are heated discussions about this or that moment in the game. Fans discuss the characters they expect to see in the new part, help each other by answering these or those questions. Most fans have gone through each part of the game more than once, so many of them have some moments in their memory, which are truly iconic for them. That's why today I'm presenting you the rating of the brightest moments from all 3 parts of Poppy Playtime. I think that each of you will find here those moments that are best remembered to him. The first truly iconic moment in my opinion was meeting Huggy Wuggy in the first chapter. For us, it was the first time we met a monster, and immediately with the big guy Huggy Wuggy. I think most Poppy Playtime fans will agree with me that this moment gave you goosebumps when you went through the first chapter. Next, I would like to mention a moment also from the first chapter, namely the fall of Huggy Wuggy. This moment, in my opinion, is also one of the iconic moments, because before that we had the first encounter with the monster, the first chase, and then we throw the main character into the abyss. However, many fans still believe that this moment is not so simple, and that there is a possibility that the beloved blue big guy is still alive, or that Prototype took his remains to fulfill his plan. You might think that there were no more significant moments in the first chapter and that now we will start the second chapter, but it was not so, because you forgot that at the very end of the first part we saw our faithful assistant for the first time, who went with us up to the third chapter, and I'm talking about Poppy Doll, because at the end of the first chapter we free her from some box. To refresh your memory, I will remind you that Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 starts from the same location where the first chapter ended. We are in the same room where we freed Poppy Doll. Further exploring the Playtime factory, we meet Poppy Doll who offers to help us, and then someone starts dragging her away. You probably already guessed it, because here we meet Mommy Longlegs, who offers us to play a game with her, passing 3 levels, but if we don't pass them, she will kill us. At the end of the second part happens my favorite episode in the game. To be honest, every time I remember it, I get goosebumps. Let's remember together. Mommy Longlegs starts chasing us, but she ends up in the crusher. But before she dies, she leaves us a message that a certain him will make her a part of himself. I suggest you join me in looking at this moment again.
What have you done? You make me part of him! You can't do this to me!
It's fascinating, isn't it? Next, we're going to see the biggest antagonist in the game. I think you know who I'm talking about. Yes, it's Prototype. After Mommy Longlegs dies, a prosthetic appears over her body and starts dragging her away. That's when you and I didn't know what Prototype was capable of. Many fans thought he wasn't capable of much, but no one thought that he was the one who wreaked all that havoc in the Playtime factory and turned the monsters against each other. The second chapter ends with no less interesting moments, because at the end our character decides to leave the Playtime factory, taking Poppy Doll with him, but at a certain point she decides to stay, because she cannot leave everything as it is. Our character tries to stop the train, but it derails near the sign to the kindergarten. The second chapter ends. And here we come to the third chapter, which is probably the richest on significant moments, because here we meet a lot of characters, and also it is the longest of all 3 parts. One of these iconic moments is the meeting of our character with Kissy Missy, because we have never seen her before in the game as a character, but a lot of fans knew about the existence of such a character. Initially, Kissy Missy reacts very aggressively to our character, but later our old friend Poppy Doll intervenes and calms her down and tells us about the situation in the Playtime factory. Another cool moment in the third part is the meeting with Huggy Wuggy. The moment when she climbs out of the TV, I think, tickled the nerves of many fans. After that moment, I had a feeling for a second that we will see him in the game again. Maybe he and Kissy Missy will team up to fight Prototype, but then all my doubts dissipated, because it was just a hallucination, the effect of the poppy gas that Catnap spreads. Probably one of our favorite moments from the third chapter among all Poppy Playtime fans is our character's encounter with Dog Day, who was chained to a cage because he didn't want to obey Prototype. In the conversation with him, we learned many things. I suggest you listen to the most interesting.
Catnap. The Prototype is his god. And this is what he does to heretics. These little toys follow Catnap to avoid that very fate. And in return, they are fed. We try to fight it. The prototype's control. I am the last of the smiling critters.
Pretty interesting, huh? We learn many things from his speech, such as that Catnap serves as prototype, and that together with the mini smiling critters, they're unleashing real terror on the Playtime factory grounds. We also learn from Dog Day that he's the only survivor of the smiling critters. At the end of the conversation, we see Dog Day's body being filled with mini smiling critters, and they in his body start chasing us. At the end of the chase, the door closes and we hear a scream. There is still a debate raging among fans about whether the screaming is Dog Day or someone came to his rescue and together they were able to overpower mini smiling critters. So what's your opinion on this one? Probably the most significant and long-awaited moment in the third chapter was the meeting of our character with Catnap, because he is rightfully considered one of the main characters. He has the superpower to spray poppy gas, thus causing hallucinations. After the scuffle, we see the most key scene in the game, namely how Prototype takes the body of exhausted Catnap. At the end of the third chapter, there is also an interesting moment when Kissy Missy decides to help us by starting the generator, and while descending with Poppy Doll, we hear the creepy screams. Fans are still arguing about who decided to attack Kissy Missy. Many believe that it was Prototype, and he did it in order to get closer to the fulfillment of his plan, but there is an opinion that it was done by Boxy Boo, who many expect to see already in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. As a bonus, I would like to add interesting moments connected with our assistant Ollie, who contacts us by phone and remains probably one of the most mysterious figures in Poppy Playtime. Along with him is probably only Prototype, but there is an opinion that Ollie is Prototype. There is also a popular opinion among fans that Braun is Ollie, because as we all know, Braun is an experiment on an adult employee of the Playtime factory named Thomas Clark, hence why Ollie is so well versed in the territory of the factory and is aware of everything that happened. What's your opinion on this? Also, as a phenomenon, in my opinion, it is worth mentioning smiling critters, because there are still heated discussions among fans about every character from this team. Fans are interested in such questions. Is it true that they all died? If not, what role will they play in Chapter 4? Are there any other smiling critters? These are questions I have tried to answer in my past videos. Be sure to go to the channel and check them out. And lastly, I would like to reveal to you some interesting secrets that were hidden by the developers in different chapters of the game. Let's get started. The first secret that I would like to tell you is that we can see the prototype image at the beginning of the very first chapter, in the staff locker room. On the wall we can notice the barely visible silhouettes of the already known prototype prosthesis. Another very interesting secret, but it is from the second chapter, in the warehouse with rejected toys. On the body of one of the toys we can notice a very interesting quote, and the funny thing is that it is a quote from the cartoon about Garfield the cat. Also, one interesting detail is that from all presented locations, we cannot get only to the toy store, according to my information. That exactly on this location, we will be able to meet Boxy Boo, and there we will have to fight with him. What is the most memorable moment from Poppy Playtime? Share your opinion in the comments, I will be happy to read it. Also leave your questions in the comments, I will try to answer them in the next videos. Like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything important. Well, this is goodbye to you today, but not for long. See you soon. Bye-bye.